On today's video, I want to speak about 15 things that I wish I knew earlier in life. Or let me rather say, principles I wish I had applied earlier in life. Because everything that I'm about to talk about is nothing new. It's everything that you and I know. Just that when you're younger, you do not take these things seriously or take them into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Aphelele Ndongana. Welcome to my channel, where I share my personal style and pieces of myself with you. Now let's get into the contents of today's video. Number one of the things that I wish I knew earlier. Matthew 6 verse 33 says that, "Seek the kingdom of God first and everything else will follow." This did not make sense to me until I had a personal relationship with God and I learned what it is to surrender to God. See, I come from a Christian family, so praying and reading the word was part of our daily routine. So I thought automatically I also have a relationship with God. So that was my thought. That was my thought growing up. But now here is the red flag. I struggled to pray on my own. I only prayed when it was time for family prayer. And I didn't see the necessity of reading the Bible. Unlike now, I don't have to wait for anyone to pray. I can do it anytime, anywhere. I remember a time when I was studying and doing my articles. I decided, let me stop going to church. God will understand. I'm quite busy. I do not have the time. Not understanding that you seek God first, and everything else that you are looking for will automatically flow. Number two, no one is coming for you. What do I mean by this? When I was still in varsity, I had this mentality that I would never be without a job or be unemployed. My reasoning was that I know someone, or my family knows someone, he or she will definitely make a plan. It's just a matter of making a few calls, and then the person will make a plan, and then I will have a job. We need to understand that sometimes people do want to help, just that they also do not have the resources to help. Let's make an example. If my friend or my uncle could be a CEO or CFO of a company, but the necessary hiring process still need to be followed regardless. And another thing, I also had this mentality that a man will come for me, and in order for me to have access to a certain lifestyle, I would need to have a man who definitely move mountains for me. This is possible. It can happen. A man can come along and he will give you everything that you are looking for. But the issue is, what will happen when that man leaves? Because we're human, we're allowed to change our minds. Number three, nothing works if you don't work. What do I mean by this? Nothing happens automatically. If you want to lose weight, you want to build muscle, you have to go to the gym and be consistent. You want to grow spiritually, you have to read the Bible, meet with other like-minded believers, and pray. If you want to be a content creator like myself, grow on YouTube, I have to post consistently. If you want to build your vocabulary, you have to read, and so forth. I'm sure there's other things that you can add on. Number four, you need relationships with friends and family. Relationships are a basic need of life. You cannot survive alone. But that said, you need to know which relationships are worth keeping. Do not keep energy-sapping relationships. And also, you need to recognize sometimes that you might be the problem. You're not always right, and that's completely normal. Just not let go of beautiful relationships because of minor understandings. One mistake that I've done consistently is shutting people out, ignoring their calls, blue ticking them on WhatsApp when they say or do something that angers me. But the thing is, relationships require confrontations, they require work, they need us to confront each other and state what could be the problem. I remember recently a friend started texting me or sending me these long paragraphs about something which I had done wrong, and now I was quite surprised because I was like, I did not even recognize that as a problem. You see where the person was wrong. You first state the problem with the problem, and then you see how I react. That's when you start confronting me. Get it? But also, you need to understand that the two most important relationships are the relationship you have with God and the relationship you have with yourself. A relationship with yourself requires constant work, and that can be done through personal development, reading books, listening to podcasts. I can recommend a few that I listen to. So please foster a relationship with yourself so that you don't look to other human beings for things that should be found within you. Number 5, no one really cares. What do I mean by this? No one likes you more than you like yourself. You need to stay true to yourself and recognize that you cannot make everyone happy. For the longest time, I was scared of posting on social media. Even starting a YouTube channel took me years. I don't know how many years I thought I was going to start a YouTube channel. The reason I was so scared of what people are going to say, especially people that know me, I was like, what are my former classmates going to say? But the thing is, I don't think anyone stays up at night thinking that Aphelele has started a YouTube channel or Aphelele has posted on Instagram. Unless then you have a personal vendetta, then that's beyond me. Number 6, looks do matter, and pretty privilege does exist. Whether you want to believe it or not, it does exist. And the nice thing about being a woman is that you can never be ugly unless you are lazy. Then girl, that's beyond me. You just have to tend to your looks, make a bit of an effort, and that's it. Make a bit of an effort, look after yourself, take care of yourself. But with all that said, your significance is not tied to your looks. I needed to keep that in mind. As much as we know that pretty privilege does exist, your significance is not tied to how you look. Number 7, please study. You still need that degree or diploma. With the world of social media, it's so easy to believe that you don't need a degree or a diploma because you can just become a content creator or social media influencer. But my worry is, what if brands decided that they're going to the old-fashioned way of doing things, where they will just use one model for all their campaigns? So many things we did not see coming. So to make an example, we didn't see COVID coming, and it came and it changed a lot of things. During that era, I was doing my articles, and I remember I was getting a stipend, which was totally tied up. I was totally dependent on traveling money. But because of COVID, we could not travel, so I could not get subsistence allowance. So can you imagine how much I struggled? My salary was fully tied up, and for basic things like groceries, transport, I dependent on getting a subsistence allowance. I could mention so many things. YouTube did not see TikTok coming. Taxi industry did not see Uber coming. So please get that degree, and I still believe they're still fully functional. They're still useful. Number 8, your wardrobe does not need to be filled with a lot of clothes for you to look good. I am very big on this, and because I like dressing up, people tend to think that I have a lot of clothes. I have just mastered the art of wearing the same clothes in different ways. You wouldn't believe it. The last time I bought like a bulk of clothes was in 2022. I do buy clothes here and there now, maybe one item in 2 or 3 months. And you don't need a new item for each and every event. You find that you have all the necessary items to wear for each theme in your wardrobe. But that said, if you can afford to get that new item, then don't let the broke me get you, girl. Number 9, happiness is a personal choice. What do I mean by this? You have to make time for things that make you happy. You cannot wait for someone forever to come and make you happy. What if the person never arrives? If you want to go on vacation, save money, go on vacations. If you like dressing up and going out like myself and my friends, I don't know I don't know any other form of happiness of anything else that makes us happy. That's all we do. Dress up and go out, maybe for dinner, or maybe for coffee. And number 10, growing old is a privilege. What do I mean by this? When I was in my 20s, I was so self-aware. Like, I would walk into a room and think that it would feel like somebody is looking at me. Like, but now I am so comfortable in my skin. Like, I wouldn't trade this feeling for anything. Like, I feel so good. I walk into the mall, like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, the queen is here. Like, I feel so good about myself. And also, I walk into a room and I'm like, okay, I'm here. I might not be the best dressed, but hey, honey, I am good. But one thing that also contributed to that is the fact that I am consistent at the gym. A few years back, I started going to the gym and I never looked back. Number 11, what is revealed can be healed. What do I mean by this? Do not suffer in silence. Talk to people. You might find that your next door neighbor has a solution to your problem. Imagine going to bed without eating, only to find that your colleague could have assisted. To make an example, on my last video, I spoke about endometriosis, and surprisingly, some women came out to tell me what I could do, products that I could use to help alleviate the pain, etc. And I've also seen people on TikTok coming out to say that they've got interviews, they have all these struggles, just that they do not have money to go and interview, or they do not have money to eat. But that's an extraordinary case. Not everyone has to make a video, because some issues are just, you find them embarrassing, you don't want to be talking to the public, but talk to the people around you, people which you think that might assist. Also, that said, not also taking into consideration that people have serious issues, like issues that require professionals, like mental health issues. Then in that instance, then you have to talk to a professional. You cannot just talk to anyone about this, because I might not be able to assist in that regard. Number 12, learn from the mistakes of others. You cannot live long enough to make them all by yourself. This is actually a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Self-explanatory, I do not have to dwell on this one. Number 13, about men. But one thing that has proven itself to be true is that if you are confused about your relationship with that man, he doesn't like you. 14, child, you do not need alcohol to enjoy yourself. I am talking to you as someone who once did not see herself who did not see the world without alcohol. I'll be having dinner or brunch with friends, then there must be a glass of wine. It's the weekend, let me grab a bottle of wine. I didn't realize then that I was addicted. I remember at some point, I posted a cute glass with champagne on my WhatsApp status, and then a friend of mine said, we don't drink alcohol anymore. We drink decaf coffee, and I was like, ugh, who do you think you are? We only live once. I'm never gonna stop drinking. Ugh, when I think about that now, I get so embarrassed. So yeah. And lastly, number 15, please do not wait to be ready. You can never be fully ready. Look at me, look at my videos. I think they're ugly. I don't think they're nice, but I just told myself that I'm gonna improve along the way. I had a tripod, but it broke down, but I was like, I want to grow on YouTube. I really want to do this, so let me use what I have. And that's it from my side. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'm sure my fellow aunts and uncles have a lot to say, have a lot to add. Please do not hold back, and do not send me inboxes or WhatsApps. I want to hear the commentary here, whether it's positive or negative. I am open to it all. And thank you for tuning in. See you on the next video.